Good morning, Bard Falcons. Today, we are going to go over post-secondary planning. This is planning for after high school. So quickly, we're going to do a do now. So call out 2 to 3 words that come to mind when you think about your plans after you graduate high school. Advisors, feel free to write them on the board for everyone to refer back to. We'll take about 5 minutes to do this activity. Advisors, please press pause on the video because we are going to move on within the presentation. So again, call out 2 to 3 words that come to mind when you think about your plans after you graduate high school. And feel free to write them on the board for everyone to refer back to for this activity. We hope you enjoy doing your do now. Today's goals are to understand the 6 post-secondary pathway options, identify associated career opportunities for each pathway, demonstrate knowledge of the requirements for each post-secondary pathway, and develop and maintain post-secondary plans. Did you know that 76% of jobs in the DC area require some form of post-secondary education? Currently, though, the 6-year bachelor's degree and 3-year associate's degree attainment rate for DC high school graduates who enroll in college sits at 37%. So, how do you develop a post secondary plan? For academic and career planning, you're going to first start with self discovery. Get to know your strengths, skills, and interests. Then you'll do some career exploration, exploring career pathways and educational opportunities needed for those fields. Thirdly, you'll plan. Plan your route by investigating course offerings, participating in clubs and activities, gain financial literacy, identify your best fit path that meets your goal. And lastly, it's time to go. Completing applications for opportunities, careers, military, financial assistance, and or college. So here within DCPS, we have several post-secondary pathways that our students are working towards. Those post-secondary pathways are career education, which is a career educational program that has a short training program that teaches skills necessary to obtain a specialized certification or license. There's the military. The U.S. military aims to defend the nation and is comprised of 5 branches: Air Force, Army, Coast Guard, Marines, and Navy. Then we have the 2-year degree that you all know very well here at Bard. A 2-year degree or associate's degree requires the completion of at least 60 credits, hours, at most and commonly at a community college, and also here at Bard. We have your apprenticeship programs. An apprenticeship is a paid on-the-job training program where the participants work 2 to 5, years to obtain a journeyman's license in a specific trade. Employment, direct employment is the pursuit of jobs in a high wage, high demand industry immediately after earning a high school diploma or GED. And last but not least, which pathway you will hear most about here outside of the 2-year degree, is the 4-year degree. A 4-year degree or bachelor's degree requires the completion of 120 credit hours at a college or university. So we reviewed each pathway, so let's go a little deeper. A 2-year degree, again, which is very popular here at Bard because you all have the opportunity to receive an associate's degree. The possible careers when leaving with an associate's degree are a cybersecurity professional, automotive technician, law enforcement officer. You can also transfer to a 4-year college. The requirements are typically a placement test, financial aid in different types, personal statement, letters of recommendation, and final high school transcript. What's next is researching schools that are a good fit for your academic, social, and career needs, registering for Dollars for College newsletter, which is the scholarship information newsletter, and continue to build relationships with your recommenders. Then we move on to 4-year degree. Some of the possible careers, and there's a lot more, of course, are teacher, engineer, social worker, physical therapist, registered nurse, and sales account manager. Requirements are kind of similar to the 2 year, and this is really the requirements that you all will have as you are applying for your 4 year degree programs. That's SAT or ACT, financial aid, personal statements, letters of recommendation, and your final high school transcript, also including your bar transcript. What's next are researching schools that are a good fit for your academic, social, and career needs, registering for dollars for college newsletter to get scholarship information, and continuing to build strong relationships with your recommenders. Then we have career education, which we talked about a little earlier. Some of the possible careers are IT professional, chef, barber, paralegal, cosmetologist, police and fire cadet, automotive mechanic, and medical assistant. Some of the requirements for a career education path are a high school diploma, placement tests, may require a resume, or may require a drug test and background check. So what's typically next is you study for placement tests, create and update your resume, explore careers on Naviance, attend career-bound field trips and fairs, and you can visit dcpscareerready.org. Apprenticeship programs. A possible career as electrician, plumber, industrial painter, carpenter, construction worker, insulator, operating manager. This sounds like all the jobs it took to put this big new building together for us. So requirements are a high school diploma, placement tests, a resume and interview, may require a drug test, and a driver's license. What's next is you're going to prepare for placement tests, create a resume, you'll obtain a driver's license, explore careers on Naviance, and attend career-bound field trips and fairs. Employment. Some possible positions could be corrections officer, concierge, room attendant, customer service representative, and administrative assistant. Requirements are typically a high school diploma or GED, resume and interview, and a drug test and or background check. What could be next if you choose this pathway are creating a resume, obtaining a driver's license, exploring careers in Naviance, visiting DCPS Career Ready website, and registering for SYEP, which many of you do each summer. And then there's the military. So possible positions within the military could be utilities equipment repairer, ammunition specialist, infantryman, financial manager, diver, plumber, armor officer, musician, and cavalry scout. You're going to take the ASVAB test. You have U.S. citizen or a permanent resident. These are some of the requirements. Physical medical exam, drug test, high school diploma. Also, what's next is to prepare for ASVAB tests. And there's free test prep online, and contact the recruiter for your intended branch of enlistment. So those are all the post-secondary pathways. Here's a cool type of practice that we can go through. So here are some of the careers that are in front of you, and you can match some of those careers with the post-secondary pathways. So take the time to do that now. So think about for social worker and engineer, which post-secondary pathway goes with that? Radiology and technician, radiology technician, automotive technician, which career path, or excuse me, what post-secondary pathway would you put there? Firefighter and cosmetologist, which post-secondary pathway would you place in that third spot? For electrician and HVAC technician, which post-secondary pathway would you place there? Walmart retail associate and Shake Shack cashier, the post-secondary pathway that fits there. And then finally, the Navy nurse and infantry specialist. All right, so you can see what the answers are. My hope is that you all completed it successfully. So here are the answers, as you can see on your board. So for a 4-year diploma, there's a social worker and engineer. The 2-year is radiology technician and automotive technician. Career education is firefighter and cosmetologist. Apprenticeship lands with electrician and HVAC technician. Employment is Walmart retail associate and Shake Shack cashier. And then finally, military options are Navy nurse and infantry specialist. So I hope that you all were able to get all those answers correct. So again, we are really excited that you all were here to hear this presentation today. We are going to be doing your post-secondary surveys. Advisors, please take the time to go ahead and hand out, if you have not already, the post-secondary surveys. We need you all to complete the back and front of this sheet. Make sure you put your student ID, your first name and last name, and grade level, and turn this back into your advisor before advisory is over today. If you have any other questions about your post-secondary plan, feel free to see Mr. Frazier, the 9th and 10th grade counselor, or Ms. Upchurch, the year 1 and year 2 counselor, in their respective offices. Thank you so much. We really appreciate everything.